Hello there. Today I'd like to show you a cool trap in the Elephant Gambit. We'll start with e4, e5, and after they develop their knight, we will play this move, d5, gambiting our e-pawn. Now, they can take the e-pawn or d-pawn. It will transpose in the same line, so it doesn't really matter. So let's say they go for the e-pawn, we bring out our knight, they take our d-pawn as well, and we take it back with the queen. Now, in this position, their knight is attacked. They obviously don't want to lose it, and they don't want to move the same piece twice, basic opening principle. So they go for d4, defending the knight, and the pawn is defended by the queen. Here we will develop our other knight, and this is where the beginning of trouble sets in for white. Now, they can play the move bishop c4 here. It looks like a really good move, because if we move our queen, there on this pawn with either the knight or the bishop, and we obviously have to move our queen because else we're going to lose it. But we can move it by taking on g2, attacking the rook. Now here white will probably think, okay, I can move my rook to safety, but let's just first grab this pawn. We went after it anyway, and the bishop is defended, so it's all good. But here we can just bring our king up, and since the rook is still attacked, they can do two things to defend it. The first is, this looks like a defense, queen f3. But here we can just simply take the queen, and after they take back with the knight, we take the bishop and we're just up a bishop now. So that doesn't work. What else can they do? They can move the rook to safety where it's defended by the king. So we'll continue and we'll try the same thing. So we take the knight, they take our knight, we take their bishop. But the difference here is that they can take our knight now. So it looks like everything's fine for black, equal material, so life's good. But here we actually have a nice move, which is bishop g4. It attacks the queen, and the queen doesn't really have a good square to go. Notice we can also already start bringing in a rook. The other bishop can come in. It looks really dangerous. So the usual response by white is queen d4, keeping an eye on things and just getting the queen out of danger. But here we have a really nice move, which is rook d8. And at first glance, it looks like we just hang the rook. But let's say they take it. We can bring out our bishop with check, ultimately winning the queen. It's actually checkmate, so taking the queen wouldn't even be the best move following this, but yeah, it's completely winning. So that's not something he can really do. So what else can he do? Well, we have another threat. So let's say they move the queen somewhere random, let's say c3. This is checkmate. So moving the queen away leads to checkmate. So what else can they do? Well, the only thing they can do to keep out of trouble is to give a check. We can no longer perform the checkmate because we have to do something about the check. Now, really important here to move your king to g6. We can take the pawn, but then you can keep giving checks, and that's not so good. Now they don't have any checks, so our attack keeps going. Notice we are still threatening this checkmate, so he doesn't have time for any slow moves. So usually they will develop the knight defending that square. And here we have another really nice move, which is bishop b4. Again, it looks like we're hanging a piece. And he kind of has to take it because we're threatening to take the knight and perform this checkmate anyway. So they take the bishop. But now we can bring in our other rook with check. Notice that the king has no moves. Our rooks are and our bishop actually are covering all the squares. So they need to somehow stop this. Now the best move for white actually here is to block with the queen and give up the queen. But no one's going to do that. They don't want to lose the queen, and even if they do, we'll win the game anyway. So they usually block with the bishop, and everything looks good here, right? Everything's defended, and white looks to have a really good position. If it wasn't for this really nice move, and actually the third brilliant move, rook takes e3. Now they have to take back. Notice the king still can't move. I guess they can bring in a knight, but that will be checkmate with the rook, so let's show that. This is checkmate, king can't move anywhere. And they can take the rook. But if they take the rook like this, we have another checkmate, that is queen d2. And notice you can go to e2 because the knight is protecting, but because our rook is here, we actually create this battery and perform the checkmate. So this is a trap that happens a lot. It's really dangerous for white, and as you can see along the way, it's actually more than one trap. There's a lot of traps here. So yeah, let me know if you got lucky with this one and made the traps be ever in your favor.